So I am in the car on my drive. There is a storm a coming. So if you can hear wind and rain, that's why. I've just been to see the new Mean Girls movie, but I didn't review it there and then because I went with my daughter, who would absolutely not tolerate sitting in a car with me while I did a review of a film. So explaining the pink bow in my hair and the pink dungarees. Obviously, when you go and see Mean Girls, you should absolutely wear pink, even though it's not Wednesday. I didn't wear pink when I went to see Barbie, so I'm making up for it today. Again, the 15-year-old daughter was not impressed with the outfit, but I don't care. I'm 42. If I want to wear pink to go and see Mean Girls, I'm absolutely going to do it. And you can't see them, but I've got completely adorable pink Converse on as well. So what is absolutely bananas about this whole thing is that I just went to see Mean Girls with my 15-year-old daughter at the Odeon Cinema, and it's the Odeon Cinema that I used to work at from 2004 to 2007, so a very long time ago now. But I actually went to see the original film Mean Girls in 2004 at that cinema with my little sister, and I can still vividly remember not only going to see it and how much I enjoyed the film, but also where I sat. It's the thing with a neurodiverse brain, remembers the strangest details. So yeah, bizarrely, unimaginably, the original Mean Girls is now 20 years old, which just seems bananas to me. But in case you've lived in a cave and you don't know about Mean Girls, it was quite a big hit. It's absolutely a cult classic now. And it was written by the absolutely superb and iconic Tina Fey. It was based on a book called Queen Bee and the Wannabes, which I think, I could be wrong, but I think it was a factual book about high school culture and, you know, the hierarchy and this notion of having a queen bee, you know, the head bitch basically who rules the school. And Tina Fey took this idea and she wrote Mean Girls. She is a hero of mine. She was the first ever female head writer on Saturday Night Live. She went on to create 30 Rock, which is obviously based on a Saturday Night Live type show. And she's a great actress and I adore her. I think she's brilliant. So she starred in the original film as the maths teacher and she reprises that role in this new version. So like with John Waters' Hairspray many years ago, it started out as a film. The film then became a Broadway musical and then the Broadway musical became a film. So it was the same evolution for Hairspray as it is now for Mean Girls. So this has been on Broadway, I don't actually know for how long. And it has now been transferred back to the cinema screen. And I, for one, am delighted because I really enjoyed this. So the original film is as I say, seen as a cult classic now. It's a film I really like. It's a film I've watched in recent years and I think it holds up really well. Obviously in the original you've got Lindsay Lohan as Katie Heron, the girl who has been homeschooled and lived in Africa and doesn't really understand high school culture. And Regina George is played by the absolutely excellent Rachel McAdams. Also stars Lacey Chabert and Amanda Seyfried. And like I say, it's a much loved film. In this new version, the story is basically the same, but with people bursting into song. And I, for one, feel that things are only ever improved when cast members burst into song. There's a bit of a renaissance. We're having a bit of a revival of the movie musical. So we've had Wonka already in recent times. The Colour Purple comes out soon. There's this, and I'm a big fan of a movie musical. So this time Katie is played by an Australian actress called Angourie Rice. I have seen her in the Spider-Man films. She plays Betty, I want to say Brandt, the sort of newspaper reporter. She was in The Mayor of Easttown with Kate Winslet. She played her daughter, and she's very interesting, definitely a one to watch, like a rising star talent. She's got a great face, a lovely voice, I now know as well. So she plays Katie. The actress taking on the role of Queen Bee, Regina George, is a Broadway star called Renee Rapp. So she has actually played this role on Broadway and she reprises it here. with Dear Evan Hansen, which was another film version of a Broadway musical. They cast, and I absolutely love him, don't get me wrong, Ben, his surname's gone out of my head. I can't remember the guy's surname. I'm really going to kick myself about that. But the lad who played Evan Hansen on Broadway played Evan Hansen in the film version, and I disagree with the casting because although his voice is superb, he looked insanely adult to be playing a high school student. And thankfully here, Renee Rapp can just about pass for a high school student. She has got a great voice. She's very iconic. As Regina, she's very tall and can absolutely command a room. The other actress who stood out for me in this is the character of Janice. So Katie is befriended initially by Janice and her gay best friend Damien. In the original film, I kind of think it's hinted at that Janice herself might be queer, but I don't think it's ever confirmed, other than she likes art and, you know, dresses in what 2004 would have considered perhaps a stereotypically lesbian type way, whereas in this version and in the Broadway version she is openly queer. And the actress who plays her is called, now I'm not going to get her surname right, I'm barely going to manage her first name, she is Aulii Carvalho, and she voiced Moana. So for me, she was the best singer in the film by miles. And Eva was put out that I said this, my daughter, but I just think personally she had the best. Everybody had a good voice, all the songs were good and catchy. I'd have to listen to them a few more times to see if they become real favourites of mine, but I did really enjoy them. I know from what my daughter said, some of the songs that are in the Broadway show have been cut. That's fairly common when you transfer something from the stage to the screen. They do have to streamline it a bit, because obviously with theatre you get an interval and a break, whereas you don't get that in the cinema. And it has now definitely made me want to see it on stage, so if I got the opportunity to, I'd definitely want to go. So yeah, the story remains largely unchanged. Katie meets Damien and Janice, then she is sent to infiltrate the plastics. Regina, Karen and Gretchen, and sort of get dragged, and I'm trying to think of the right words, drag Regina from her throne as the queen bee. There's of course a boy in there. There's a maths competition. As I said, Tina Fey reprises her role as Miss Norbury from the original film, and she once again wrote the book for this. So yeah, it's great. There's big song and dance numbers and dancing. It's very funny. Obviously it's got the update of social media and people sharing things. So in the original film, when the burn book, the book that the plastics write mean things in, when that is unleashed upon the school, which causes absolute chaos and mayhem, in the original film she photocopies it and distributes it, whereas this time they just literally leave the book in a hallway, and then it only takes a couple of girls to pick it up, and then people start to take pictures and share it and so on. I enjoyed the aspects of the film where they were doing social media, so like looking at people's comments and stuff. I thought that was really well done. It can be a bit naff, but I think it was well handled here. Yeah, big songs. The guy who played Damien really made me laugh. I loved Aulii, who played Janice, because her voice was beautiful. I think Angourie Rice is very watchable. She's got a great face and she played a really good part as Katie. Renee Rapp, superb as Regina. Yeah, it's great. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I realise I'm no longer the target audience at 42. I probably wasn't really the target audience 20 years ago at 22, but I did really enjoy it and I'm glad I've been to see it. I'm going to refrain from describing it as so fetch, but I did love it and I'm glad I saw it, and I'm glad I wore pink, even if it embarrassed my daughter. Okay, that's it. Go and see it. Katie out.